Lamine Yamal may already be brilliant, but now how complete is he? His passing repertoire may already exceed Messi's, while Messi remains quicker and more unpredictable in tight spaces. And then there's Maradona combining LI close control with extraordinary cadence, vision, passing, and movement variety. So what is Yamal still missing? And how frightening could his game eventually become? With me on the show is Mustafa. Saeed is here. Warifa Marcos is here as well. My name is Afolabi. It's another football show.
Okay, so Yamal, Messi, and Maradona are similar in certain ways. All three of them can dribble very well, and they're all exceptional passers. What I'm going to argue is that Maradona, I don't care what anybody says, is the GOAT. And here's why. Maradona can dribble in tight spaces like Messi can. Now, Messi has the thing that put Messi aside from anybody is using his body fakes. When he dribbles in tight space, he uses his body fakes, or he'll kick his boots into the ground. He'll stab the ground to deceive you, which is very deceptive. Maradona is more fluid in tight spaces. So I'll give Messi a slight edge in being quick in tight spaces. But at the same time, Maradona has what Yamal also has, in which he can change his cadence. Maradona can shorten his stride, lengthen his stride, sort of the way Olise plays. You don't know what he's going to do. Messi is mechanical. Once Messi drives, he only has one style, very short strides, dribbling in space, and he looks down at his feet a little bit. When Maradona's dribbling in tight corners, if you double or triple team him, if he gets into a jam, he can release a pass. His passing repertoire is more than Messi. And the main difference, though, as I said, is that both of them can penetrate in tight spaces. But on a fast break or when he's dribbling on the run, Maradona is better because Maradona can speed up, slow down, and also Maradona has more options on the pass. Messi is a very good passer, but Maradona is ultimately a better passer than he is a dribbler. And Maradona has panoramic visions. He has eyes on the back of his head. He sees the whole pitch better than Messi does. Another guy who sees the pitch well but doesn't dribble like them is Zidane. Zidane
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
everything that's happening. That's how Maradona. So when you have Maradona, you have someone who has the vision of Zidane. He has the tight space dribbling of Messi. And in the history of football, I don't think we've seen a better passer. Maybe he De Bruyne is very accurate, but De Bruyne doesn't have the variety of passes that Maradona has. I thought, but do you remember that game against Brazil where Brazil was not beating, but they were outplaying Argentina? I think it was 1990, and they fouled Maradona. And before he fouled, he saw
Italian 90.
Canija down the pitch, and he crawled on the ground and gave the ball to Canija. That's the
Yes,
I
type
it was
of
think it was
against
passer.
against
Tunisia. It was in
Nigeria.
Italian 90.
You know, he did it against Nigeria too, but he did it
Yes, he
against
did. He did it
but
against
he did it
Nigeria as
against
well.
Brazil. Brazil had
Yeah.
20 shots on goal. Argentina had 0 shots on goal. They fouled Maradona in midfield. As they fouled him, even as he was falling down, he managed to jab the ball to Canija to score. Okay, so now let's get to Yamal. Yamal is very very good at dribbling in tight spaces. He has more lateral dribbling than Messi. Messi tends to be straightforward. Yamal can dribble laterally in tight spaces, but he's still young. He hasn't fully developed it. You can still take the ball away um, from Yamal. But what Yamal has that Messi doesn't have is also Yamal has the ability to change his dribbling patterns too. He can lengthen his stride. He can. He's very dangerous on the run, and Yamal is also very dangerous at giving, like those types of passes that Harry Kane gives from deep from your own defensive side. Those lobbing passes. So Yamal is very precise with the geometry of passing, and he also has good lateral dribbling. The only problem is that Yamal is predictable right now. We've said it before, Falabi. He'll dribble to his left, then drift to the left and take a shot. And defenders are noticing that. So Yamal is not as is more predictable than Messi and Maradona. Maradona, you can't predict what he's going to do. Messi does the same thing, but he uses his body to fake you. Messi uses body fakes, which makes it hard. You can't tell if Messi's going to go left or right. If he's going to go left, he'll move his shoulder right. Yamal hasn't learned those types of deceptive moves yet because he's still young, but he's only 19. But I think that Yamal has the danger of becoming as good, if not better than Messi. I'm not going to put him at the Maradona level because Yamal can dribble in tight spaces, fantastic passes, geometry. The only thing he doesn't have right now is unpredictable or creativity. He doesn't have that level of creativity. What are your thoughts, Falabi?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you look at Yamal, I think to compare the three of them, you have to look at their body physiology. Yamal has a long torso compared to Messi and Maradona, who are diminutive. They are more very low center of gravity kind of players. So because of that, Yamal, that his signature move has become his style. And like you rightly alluded to, defenders are beginning to get a hang of it. But I dare say he's still very, very effective with it. So basically what Yamal does is he has a way of manipulating his body laterally, cutting onto his left foot, and then he does his signature curved finishing and disguised passing. So basically, he can still expand his repertoire, basically, if he works on it. But what he does presently is very, very effective because he has a way he does it at tempo that he feints before he does it. But before you can take a step as a marker, he has already, curled the ball. So more often than not, he finds the top corner of the net, or he dribbles his man, or he passes to a colleague. Messi, on the other hand, has a low center of gravity. He moves with compact strides, tiny touches, and then there's acceleration, explosive, and the penetration is devastating. So compared to Maradona, Maradona has a wider repertoire of body movements and skill, elite skill. Extraordinarily whole body coordination. He has balance. He knows how to vary strides, and he knows when to accelerate, when it is to drop deep, when you need to control the ball and pass into space. So I think Maradona, like you rightly mentioned, is good because he's the complete package. And he's also very, very good with his right leg. Most of Yamal and Messi are more or less one-legged, but Maradona is a bit more balanced. He can use his right leg,
he can do
maybe
both.
not as adept with his left leg.
Yeah. So I think the main difference is Maradona has more vision than both of those guys. That guy has absolute vision on the only thing though,
He
and the
can
advantage
scan
Yamal has
very
over
well.
both.
He can
The
scan
only
very well.
advantage my Yamal has over the two of them as a complete player is Yamal can play in the midfield. He can also play in defense.
Yeah,
Yamal does a lot of defensive work.
yeah.
Yamal's work rate is higher than the both of them.
In fact, without
It's
the
very
ball,
high.
Yamal is the most useful player. Without the ball,
Yeah,
he's the
without
most
the ball.
useful
His
player.
work rate is a lot higher. What are your thoughts, Saeed?
Yeah, I quite agree with what both of you have said. To buttress your point, so I'm just going to my own take on this will be I think Maradona first, then Messi second, then
Yeah.
Jamal third.
But
Reason why I say
Yamal's
that is
19.
because reason why I say that is because you can't even compare the era both of where these three players played. Because back in the days of Maradona, the football are heavy, tough.
And very rugged.
Defenders, they will hit you.
Very rugged.
They were very rugged. As in back in the days, defenders will hit you. If the referee did not see it as a very strong tackle, he won't even blow against it. So unlike now that you have so many ways and so many penalties for different kind of fouls, so their players are more protected now. That is why you can see Yamal can actually do some moves and some defenders will slightly allow it. So I think that matters too. So on Yamal, I wouldn't really talk much on Yamal. Probably I'll give him 2 more years if he can continue the way he's doing now, discipline himself, listen to his coaches, continue learning, and probably continue playing as a team. Because I really liked what he did in this World Cup. He did not just play the way Mbappe plays. He plays as a teammate. That is why you can see that they actually won that World Cup. So I'm quite impressed with what he did in this.
Yeah.
So I would say probably in the next 2 years, if he continues with this momentum, then I can now start rating him in this level of Messi, Maradona kind of. So for now, I think we're just a little bit.
Think about what this guy did. Think about what he did. He was 16 years old. I think on his 17th birthday, he marked out Mbappe. Then he now gave an assist and he now had a goal. Remember that at Falabi at the age of 16 years old. And even the way he played in this World Cup is not even as good as he played when he was 16 because he's injured now. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is this guy is obviously.
I think there's no doubt about his natural talent. He's
natural talent.
gifted. So,
but not only his natural talent, his work ethic.
One thing
He plays defense. He tracks back. I'm talking about his maturity, though. He tracks back. He only scored 1 goal in this World Cup. If it was Mbappe, Mbappe will insult the coach.
Exactly.
Why are the players not giving me the ball?
Messi and Maradona is more about skill and natural ability. When it comes to tactical discipline, Yamal has it even beyond his years. At this stage,
I agree with the part about the. I agree with the part about the dependence. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, tactically
Yeah,
he's
you
higher
show that
and
he looks up.
intelligent. And I think the reason is not just because he has more talent, is because of La Masia. They train these guys to become tactical.
Yeah.
Look at Kubasi. Kubasi is 19 years old and was the best defender in the World Cup. And he's the best, he might be now the best central defender in the world. Play high line, but you track back. That guy has developed since those times at Barcelona where they play high line and they beat him. He can play high line, but he can still read the game and get back on defense. So I think the difference is that Maradona and Messi, even though Messi went to La Masia, I don't know if Messi went there. La Masia has reached another level with these guys. They have a 16-year-old guy now. You saw that guy, Falabi Tronkara.
Yes, I saw
That's
him.
going to be playing. Yeah. So I think that the tactical thing is that Yamal has better training under this Spanish team under Johan Cruyff's system is fantastic. But I agree about the defending. Those guys, Messi won't survive during the period of Maradona.
Maradona, yeah.
Messi wouldn't even survive against that French. Remember that French team? Desai, Thuram, all those boys.
Okay. We'll thought.
They beat Brazil 3-0 in Brazil in World Cup finals. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
What this French guy, Tigana, Michel
Tigana.
Platini, all those
They used to
guys.
Maradona had several times that they broke his foot or broke his leg. Then
football was really rugged because the player they had less protection from the official. Just like Italian 90 when Cameroon played against Argentina. The Kana Bey and Oman Bey brothers that played against Argentina. Like, let me start from what's it called, Maradona. I remember in Mexico 86. That was when I started picking up football. And it was even because of Maradona that I picked interest in football, because then I heard people talking about Maradona. I think one of the goals that he scored was, I think he from the middle of the field, he dribbled. So I can't remember which team he played at.
Against Belgium and England, he did it. England and
He
Belgium.
dribbled.
He was against England.
Against England, he dribbled 6 people. Then against Belgium, 3 people in the box.
And he scored. And because of that, you were saying Maradona and the hand of God that he scored. And you see, one thing about what's it called, Maradona is that Maradona is balanced. When he's with the ball, it's hard for you to tackle him down. If you bring Maradona down when he's with the ball, that means you are really strong because he's balanced. And when he's moving, his dribbling is not like just static. There are some players that can dribble, they'll be in a place. But Maradona, he's like an arrowhead. As he's dribbling, he's good, moving forward, and he can work with his teammates. And he has leadership quality. I remember in Italian 90 and USA 94, it was Maradona. In short, each time Nigeria played against Argentina, it's Maradona that is always coordinating the whole team. He knows
that
the weakness of.
He saw the opening in the free kick.
Yes. That one pained me against Argentina, USA 94. I think so. Maradona is more mature and his balance, his physique. Then for for Messi, I think Messi is somehow tricky. If a call does not go in favor of Messi, you see him in picks offense somehow, but not like Ronaldo. And again, if like this just concluded World Cup, the finals, once they are not in possession of the ball, Messi is useless on the pitch. If the midfield is not there, Messi is useless. Then for Yamal, I think Yamal still what Said said, Yamal still has some time because he's still young and he's fast. He's fast, he's flexible. So I think he shouldn't. The one thing about Yamal, they shouldn't put him under undue pressure. He's still young. They should allow him to graduate at his own pace, not putting him under pressure. Because if they put him under pressure, he might want to to impress the fans, impress journalists, and it will hurt him. You will not see the best of him.
Exactly.
So
that's my point. Remember,
so
they
they
should
just allow him.
I'm not worried about that.
There are several of his age that we hyped up. Like at the end of the day, when they are 20, 21, they started losing. Going about girls and all that.
But if you look at it,
Party. They are.
You can't compare Yamal to Zico and those guys. Yamal is better. Let me give you an example. When Yamal is playing better, Yamal is like Ronaldo. Ronaldo played in the finals of UEFA champions, not Champions League, the European Championships. He was 17. Once they already peg you like Yamal or Ronaldo, we know that Yamal he's already won a World Cup. What else is there? Most of those guys never even won World Cup. Yamal has already won a World Cup. The only thing he has to watch out is for injuries. I don't think he has to worry about discipline because in that Spanish team, look how many players are now coming up from Spain that can take his position. You see what I'm saying, Afalabi? Yeah. So, I don't know if, like I said, Yamal will end up probably like one of the top 4 or 5 players, just like Zidane and those guys. Whoever he can, I don't think anybody's going to ever beat Maradona. Maradona is another
master, grandmaster.
In terms of
I think Messi is overrated. I don't even have Messi as top 3. My top 3 are Pele, Maradona, and Zidane. Zidane. Those are the top.
If you say this thing now,
Even
people
Cruyff,
will start arguing that Messi. People
no,
they are just
Messi and
biased
Ronaldo, they're new
Messi.
generation. No, if you look at guys like Zidane, Zidane came back from retirement. He took France to the finals, but they didn't win because of he headbutted somebody. Those are what you call the great players. Even Figo, those are players, people who can change the game. You don't have to score goals. Messi and Ronaldo is just who can score the most computer game.
Yeah, competing. But Maradona did not compete with anybody, just himself.
Yeah. So Maradona is the king, Pele too, and then I'll put Zidane, and even these other guys that they don't talk about, like Cruyff, Johan Cruyff from Holland. All right, let's do a quick one before we go to Nigeria story. Very quick in 3 minutes. Okay, so Malawi, who is Malawi playing? Malawi is playing Cameroon.
Algeria.
So 3 minutes. Let's go around because we're going to do a bigger talk about it later. We just want to do a quick one for our friends from Malawi. Well done. All right, so